a patient. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
How's it guys? Trevor from Ostrich long neck here. Well, in this issue I'm going to put the lower landing bay wheel bay thing, whatever they call it. I'm not sure what to use the name for, but the bay where the wheels go in. I'm going to show you how I put that one today together. I'm going to glue it and then only paint it. So, continuing with this part here, I'm going to now be putting the pieces on at the bottom here, and then eventually the rest of the aircraft. So guys, let's get on with it and start putting some parts together. Be back now. Okay guys, let's get started with the next piece. I've got to glue it in that section there, so I'm going to lay some glue down. There we go, that's the first part. Sorry about that noise, I forgot to close my door. And my mother's busy doing her hair. So that's the first part. I'll be back now. Okay guys, the next I've got to do is put these little pieces in place. So let's start once again with the glue. Sorry, I went out of view. There we go. That's that one in place. And then the final one on that side. There's part one of the landing gear done. I'm just going to let that dry a bit, because I still got to put that little piece in there. Now the only thing I'm not happy with is you have to glue this whole contraption in place, which is one part. So when you're working with the plane, even though I'm not going to put the landing gear in place yet, that's the one part that will still be sticking out, and I'm not too happy with that. So let's get over to this part now. Just get my knife. Just got little tabs over here which I need to cut off. Just trim them down very carefully with a knife. You can also do it with a piece of sandpaper or a file, or however you want to do it. I'm just doing it with my knife. Just be very careful. When you're happy with it, then of course you're done. So there we go. Pretty happy with that at this point. Okay, let's get that part, put it on my lap. Okay. Now I need to just put some glue around the edges of this. Into place in there. Try to get that to focus. No, she don't want to focus. Okay guys, well, there's that part so far. So I'm just going to let this dry. And once it's dry, then I'll come and paint all of that on the inside white. I could easily mask all of that off and then paint it, but I haven't decided if that's what I'm going to do yet or if I'm just going to paint it by hand. As I said, that's the only piece I'm not very happy with because it's sticking out while you're working with it. You could bump it and break it off, so I wish that part could have been glued on afterwards, but unfortunately it's one solid piece and I'm not in the mood to try to cut that off and glue it later, so I'm just going to leave it and hope for the best. Okay guys, well that's that for now. I'll be back now. Okay guys, this is a big part. I've now got to get the carpet into place. Maybe that way it will be better like that. So first step I'm going to do, I'm not going to put glue absolutely everywhere. There's certain parts here where it doesn't want to close, so I'm going to glue this in place, and once it's nice and secure I'll put glue from the back once both sides are in and then close it up better. So first thing I'm going to do is get some glue along the edges here. Everywhere I believe it's going to make contact. Okay, that is part one done. Now to get it inside here. There we go. As I said, I've glued everywhere except for, let's see if I can get this nicely, except for that little piece there. I'll come in afterwards and glue it from this side. If this was the gluing method, I'll just go in and put in the glue like that, so when I got better grip I can tighten it better from that angle. Now this piece I've still got to paint. I've decided to leave that until I've got everything, because these little walls here also have to go white, so I'll paint all of that once I've done, because then I can put tape around it and almost just spray paint everything. I'm going to leave this piece now to dry, and once it's dry I'll do the other side. So I'll be back now. See you guys now. Okay guys, this piece is glued well enough, so I'm now going to glue this part over here. Okay guys, here we go, I've got the glue in place. Now I just want to get some tape and tape it, and then later on I will come and sort out these other parts, but that will be for later on. I'm going to let this dry for a little while, and then I'll be back now. See you now. Okay guys, I've primed the parts I need to do next, the top and the bottom half. Those I have to spray paint first because they go inside the aircraft. They go inside there, over here. So I have to get those sprayed on the inside. Because it's a whole color, I don't have to worry about contaminating when I spray the outside. It's just here at the back comes two engine fans intakes. They will be silver, but because they're so far in, I don't think I'll have to worry about that. So get that out of the way and quickly start spray painting it. Better put some tape down just to hold it. Be back in a second. Okay, sorry about that guys, I didn't think about taping it down so the things could move. Now it's taped down. Now I can quickly start spray painting it and get it the final color which it has to be. Everything seems to be going wrong. I don't seem to have enough thinners in my paint. I thought I put enough in, but I'm going to have to put a little bit more. Okay guys, that's those two parts for now. I've just got to clean my paintbrush, and then the next two parts I've got to paint are these two over here, but that of course is a different color, so I'm just going to empty my paintbrush, spray gun out, clean up, and then I'll be back now with that. Once that's all painted and dry, then I can assemble it. Be back now. Okay guys, these two parts must be painted silver. I don't have silver, so I'm going to use aluminium, which in my opinion is very close to the color silver, so I'm going to spray paint these now. Okay, I've got those two pieces now painted. Next part, once they dry, is to glue the two pieces together. But before I start assembling, let me zoom out a little bit close. Before I assemble these parts, I'm going to prime these pieces first and get them into position. So, until I do all of that, I'll be back now. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got these parts of the hull primed. The next parts I'm going to be working with are these ones over here. So first thing I have to do is take this part, that part, and glue them in there. I want to glue the bottom half first, so when I take the top half, it gives me something to help line it up better and get it all nicely together. So let's start with this one over here. Glue this one into this half, like that, and then the same with this one over here. Like that. Into position like that. Okay, that's the bottom half done. That one goes there and that one goes there. Next piece I need to do is put the glue around the top there and along the edge there and there. Oops, pushed a little bit too hard there. Damn. And there we go. That is that one in position. and glued. Okay, let that dry now. Now for the next one, let me zoom in a little bit closer. Oops, wrong zoom in. I'll try to keep this if the camera will focus. Okay. This one I'm going to start a little bit differently. Go along the edge here, glue along the edge there, and carefully along the edge here. Oops. Hope I got all that in. Oops. There we go, with the round piece at the bottom helping to line everything up. There we go. The second one is now all done. Now the silver blades on the inside you can't see because it's too dark. So even though it's painted silver and I know it's silver, you will never actually see it. So that's those pieces done. They all glued into position. The next part is to take the lower half. I've already primed the lower half. So when I glue it all together, I don't have to worry still about priming and getting white paint onto this section here, which I don't want to get paint on. The next part I have to do is put this into that area basically there. But I first got to figure out which one goes where before I can. Okay, so that's how that one's got to go, and that's how that one's got to go into position like that. Since this is still dry and isn't got any load bearing parts to it, I'm going to put the glue in position here and get this over and done with. Okay, I've got the glue in position and the parts in position. Now for this one to do the same thing. And there we go guys, that part is now done. Now before I go add the top part, I want that to dry properly, because while I'm trying to fit the top part, I don't want these to move and go out of position and cause problems. So that is it for now. When I get back later on, I'll be putting on the top part. The front part of the aircraft, I've just got to mask that piece off there and this piece around here, so I can prime all of this and get this ready for paint. And once I put this into position there permanently, like that, then I'll be in position to prime it. But all of that is for later on. So I'll see you guys now. Be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, now what I'm going to do next is glue these two halves together, but I'm going to glue them in segments, a little piece, a little piece, a little piece, a little piece, because there's only a section here, a section there, and a section there that gets glued together. When you put the two parts together like that, that section there, then there, and the same on the other side. So I'm going to use tape to hold it down. So let's start with this section here first. Drop some glue along there. Oops, I didn't want it to go there. Along there. And there. Get that in position. That. Take some tape, if I can get it loose. Okay, well, that seems to be working. Now I can just separate the front piece here in this gap there. Check out, just need that. That, clamp it down, use the rest of the tape and stick it. All of that looks alright. Now to do the same on this side. And I'm hoping there's a part that goes there that I don't have to glue in first, because if I do, I just messed up. Let me just quickly see if I can find that part and then I'll get back to you. Be back now. Okay guys, I did make one little mistake, but I've managed to get that into position. So I've just got to put some glue in there and here. Okay, so that piece is now glued. Just use some tape. A little bit more. Around the edges. it. So I don't know why this piece is giving me problems. Okay, got some glue in there now. Final part is the rear area over here. Everybody's got a way of doing all of these different pieces, so you must just do it your own way and not do things the way other people tell you to. So if you want to put glue on all those parts and then put the thing together, that is up to you. I'm not telling anybody how to do it. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. So, as you can see, I'm pulling open here. I just realized there's a piece in the middle here which needs some glue. There we go. A little bit of tape to help pull the two parts together. So there we go, guys. I've now got that piece glued together. This has got paint on already in here, but when I do paint the rest of the body, that will get some more paint, and then any little mess ups will be cleaned up. Later on, this part over here will be glued into position. Like that. But before I can do any of this, this still has to be primed and gotten ready for paint. So I still got to mask the top off and a bit of the bottom over there. Once that's done, then I'll remove the masking from here, but not from here, because that's already done. Then once everything's together, then I can paint the entire plane one go its main color. But that is for a different video. So I'm gonna let that start drying, and I'll get back to you guys in a few minutes. See you now. Okay guys, the next part I'm gonna quickly glue are the tail. On. Yeah, I can put glue on the whole thing. Okay guys, I'll be back now once all the parts are glued. As you can see, that front part's in position. So I'll be back now once all this is dry. The last parts I've got to put on are these on the bottom. They go on there at the bottom there. So I'll be back in a second. Be back now. Okay guys, next I've got to put these parts on over here like that. So I've got to put these on. The one thing I was afraid of did happen. This little piece broke off, so I've got to put that back on, but I'm going to spray the whole plane first, and then right at the end I'll glue that back on once I've sprayed everything in here white, and I'll sort that out separately and try and glue it back on, and hopefully it doesn't give me too much problems. I'm just quickly getting the instructions. Okay, so I've got to put this in place like that and glue it. That's basically what I thought. This must come into place like that. Just going to get this into position and I can start adding glue. One thing I have discovered is there's no mounting pegs or anything where you can clip it into to hold it nicely in place. This must just go on top like this. You've got to try hold it in place and hope it doesn't move. Okay, I think I'm going to use a bit of tape just to hold it in place, so I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, I'm back, so I'm going to start off by putting a little bit of tape in position, just to get the part glued. So I'm going to do one section of glue and then let it dry a bit, and then do another section and then let it dry again. So I'm happy with that there. That there, so that will keep the part nicely in position. I can put my glue into position. Okay, now I can let that glue dry. Once that's done, then I can do the rest of it without having to worry about the thing moving, because it's holding it there and there. So once I'm finished, I can glue that piece, remove the tape, put the rest of the glue there. Once that's dry, then I can put my glue along that edge, and that will all be done. Then I can go down and do that side and get that part done, at which stage this section of the plane will be ready for me to give it its final clear coat, some sanding, some fixing up, getting little parts done, and then I can give it its base coat. So just gonna let this dry a bit, and then I'll be back. See you in a few minutes. Okay guys, the jet is all primed and ready to get paint. There are a little bit of issues along this wing area here and a little bit over here, which I still got to try sort out. A little bit of places on the sides and a couple of other areas, but that will be for a different video. That's how far I'm at the moment. The next thing I am going to do is sort out all these little areas here, try to get them nicely filled up, and mount all the missile gadgets that hold the missiles in place, little whatever you call them, I'm not sure. So there are some little pieces which I've still got to glue on and get done, and I just discovered that something's broken, so I have to glue that. Today really is turning out to be a brilliant day. The memory card I normally use for recording, it's only a 4 gig SD card, but it is buggered, so not surprised that that would break off, because it just I don't know what the word to use, it just makes my day. But anyway, I've still got some gaps and stuff to fill up here on the edges, a little bit on the sides, some sanding and stuff to do. But that's all for now. That's how far I am at the moment. So guys, be back now. Okay guys, forgot to mention that I finally got that light working. Hopefully now that light will give me more light on my computer desk / workbench, and you'll be able to see better. Unfortunately I don't have a very good salary, so I can't afford what some of these guys have, all these fancy lights and stuff. And of course I'm having a bit of bad luck today. But anyway, enough of that. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. In the next video I'll be doing a little bit of putty work and getting some of that stuff done and see what happens there, putting on some more parts, getting all that stuff done, and then it's finally time for the most exciting part of all, painting the aircraft. Getting that all nicely painted with its base color, get that all done, and once that's all done, then it's missiles and wheels and everything else. So until the next video guys, live long and prosperous, happy modeling, and cheers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and if you feel like it, leave a comment, it will be appreciated. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Cheers.